You can stay. And we're waiting for the jail, and I'll be right back.
Who do we have at the jail?
Reese.
Mr. Reese will be with you in just a moment.
All right. Thank you. Who do I have from the jail?
Cory Reese, ma'am.
All right, thank you, Mr. Reese. So this is in the matter of the people of the state of Michigan versus Cory Allen Reese. We have two files, 23-21460FH and 23-21459FH. I have Matt Murphy appearing on behalf of Mr. Reese and Alexander Bayonetto appearing on behalf of the people. Mr. Murphy, how would you like to proceed this morning?
Your Honor, could I have a brief breakout with Mr. Reese? Just a minute, please.
Okay. And all right, so I'm gonna assign the jail and Mr. Murphy to a breakout room. Should open. You can use the mouse to click on join, or you can ask the jail staff to help you. Miss Spade, our 11 o'clock settled.
Our what?
11 o'clock.
It's settled. It's, oh, great. Thank you, Judge.
1:30 did not.
Judge, I'm trying to do notes and I'm working on Ricky Bixler, and that was set for a jury trial and final pretrial. And I'm showing, I just didn't get a time on Mr. Bixler for the final pretrial.
Miss Adams, you had the scheduling order for Bixler. When was the pretrial and final pretrial on that one?
Joanne, they're at 8:30. Pretrials are always 8:30.
Oh, they're always, okay, thank you, that helps. Thank you, Becky.
So arraignments are always 8:15.
Okay,
Pretrials are always 8:30.
okay,
Sentencings are 8:15.
okay,
And then trials, Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday are always at 9.
okay,
And on Wednesdays at 10:30.
okay. And then Judge, you said that's the one that's up for 5-day jury trial?
Bixler?
Yes. So do you start all your trials at 9 except on Wednesdays at 10:30? Okay, thank you.
Yep. me close that breakout room. I do not. All right, Mr. Murphy, how would you like to proceed today on behalf of Mr. Reese?
Yes, Your Honor, thank you for that breakout session. At this time, my understanding of the offer from the prosecution in this matter is for Mr. Reese to plead to one count of R&O with a second habitual offender notice in each file. That would mean that in the older file, one of the counts would be dismissed. At this time, we're going to continue a not guilty plea. We're asking for the older file to be set for trial and a pretrial to be set with the newer file on the same date as that. I did put in a request for a transcript for the newer file. I don't know if one was put in for the older file, but I do intend to file a motion based upon the transcript for the newer file. Again, that's why we're asking for a trial to be set and a pretrial for that one.
So the older file, he's charged with 2 counts of police officer assaulting, resisting, and obstructing with the 4th offense notice. So the maximum penalty on that case would be up to 15 years in prison. And because of the way the grid is, it would result in a prison term. And the plea offer was plead to 2 attempted with 1 sub, which would be a maximum penalty of like 3.5 years, right?
It'll be plea to 2 R&Os, 1 in each file with a second habitual, which, yeah, I think that would make it a 3-year max, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, 3-year with a county jail term. All right, so Mr. Reese, do you understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so these are 1-day trials. And Ms. Adams, I'm looking for a 1-day jury trial, please.
January 4th is a Thursday.
Mr. Murphy?
I won't be available January 4th. I'm sorry.
Okay,
Or 5th.
Not the 5th either. Sorry. Maybe the next week after that.
And then on January 9th, there are 2 jury trials already scheduled. So I'm not gonna back up.
go out a little bit further.
January 16th, you have a 4-day civil trial.
Right, keep going.
You have 2 scheduled January 23rd. 2 more scheduled January 30th. And then you just set a 5-day trial on February 5th.
What if I set it, no, let's go the next week.
Okay. You have a 3-day civil trial on February 13th.
Next week,
February 20th, Tuesday, February 20th is open.
Mr. Murphy.
That's good, Your Honor.
All right, so I will set this for trial. Mr. Van Natten, good for you?
Yes, Your Honor.
February 20th at 9 a.m. I'm going to set final pretrial for February 7th, 23 at 8:30 in the morning. I'm going to require that jury instructions and voir dire questions be provided to the court by January 31. And I'm going to set a motion deadline for motions in limine and any other motions for filed and heard by February 7th of 2024. And I don't do plea agreement deadlines, so I filled out a scheduling order, Mr. Reese, because our panels are three months at a time. Your one trial would be in front of one panel, and then your second trial would be set with the next panel. All right?
Okay.
All right, so Mr. Reese, you fully understand the plea offer?
Yes, ma'am.
You fully understand proceeding to trial as well. Do you understand that?
Yeah, well, can I have another breakout real quick before I go?
I can't. I have 3 cases I have to get through, so Mr. Murphy will schedule time to meet with you at the jail, okay?
Reese, I should be able to visit you on Friday, okay?
Okay.
All right,
Before that.
Mr. Reese, could you let them know, I would like to see, Mr. Walker?
Yep. Yes, ma'am.
All right, thank you.
Have a good day.
Thank you, Mr. Reese. You have a good
You
day.
too.
Thanks for.
Your Honor, the new case would be set for pretrial on the same day as the final pretrial of the older case, right?
Yes,
Okay,
yep,
thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, Your Honor. Everyone have a good day. Thank you.
you too. Thank you, Mr. Murphy.
I'm sorry, Judge, am I supposed to be talking?
No, but
Okay.
you're waiting on Miss Schumacher.
Yes,
Schumacher.
yes.
So no, if you want to talk to, you can talk, but no.
No, I'm okay. I didn't know. I was doing something else.
Okay.
All right. So Mr. Walker, I've got your attorney back. He was in front of the other judge. So, this is in the matter of the people of the state of Michigan versus David Michael Walker, file number 23-21530FH. I have Isaac Sneed appearing on behalf of the people and Michael Dagger Margosian appearing on behalf of Mr. Walker. This is the date and time set for pretrial. So Mr. Dagger Margosian, how would you like to proceed?
Your Honor, I know time is short. Is there any chance I can speak with Mr. Walker briefly?
Sure, just briefly.
Thank
I mean,
you,
you
Your Honor.
can't have a half hour.
I
So-
understand. Thank you.
Just use less words. You're pretty good at that.
It works.
All right. Okay, there you go. Join the breakout room. Mr. Walker, you can either do it yourself or have the jail staff help you.
I don't know how to do it, so I'm gonna have jail staff help me.
Yeah, go ahead and ask them.
I need help with a breakout, something or whatever.
You need to do that or do that all that?
They said for me to do it or ask for help.
Okay, I don't know what
I mean, neither. Oh, wait a minute. Is that it to room 8 here? Here we go.
right, let me close that breakout room. And that. All right, Mr. Dagger Margosian, you have enough time to talk to your client?
I did, Your Honor. Thank you.
And how would you like to proceed today on behalf of Mr. Walker?
Your Honor, I guess there's a couple things. Number one, I believe that there is a contempt of court for failure to appear for a court hearing.
Well, I have a new one too, so there is one that was signed by me on October 4, where he failed the drug test on September 28th of 23 as directed, tested positive for methamphetamine, amphetamines, cannabinoids, and ecstasy on a drug screen on October 2nd at the alcohol, but I know there were some circumstances that you wanted to address on those. And then there is the, right, there's failure to appear somewhere.
I don't think there was a failure to appear. I think it was just the drug screens.
Oh, okay, thank you. Okay, so Mr. Dagger Margosian.
Your Honor, go ahead, Mr. Walker.
I just want to say, Your Honor, that before anything is said, that the drug screens, I let my probation officer know that the marijuana was going to be dirty. I'll admit to you as a man.
So, Mr. Walker, you haven't pled yet, so you might not want to say too much yet.
Okay.
Judge, I'm sorry.
Fair enough.
He pled guilty to the contempt on October 6th and you set sentencing today.
Oh, okay, never mind, you did say, all right. So,
Yes, I
Mr.
did
Dagger
plead guilty.
Margosian, are we doing the sentencing today on that and a pretrial on the underlying file?
Correct. Yeah.
All right. So what would do you want to proceed to sentence?
So, well, Your Honor, as far as sentencing goes, obviously Mr. Walker did take responsibility in his actions by way of pleading guilty to the contempt. He's been in custody for about a week at this time. It may the court's decision may dovetail as to what we do on the underlying case, but I'll just let the court know that I anticipate that we'll be entering a plea on that case as well, and so I can outline that. And there is a sentencing agreement on that case, but to be frank, it is independent of what this court would do for the contempt.
Okay, so he may be pleading today, is what you're saying.
Correct.
And what will he be pleading to?
So Mr. Walker will be pleading guilty to count 1 meth possession, dismissal of the second offender status. He'd also be pleading guilty to count 2 CCW, and count 3 would be felony firearm would be dismissed. And in district court, Ms. Meir and I had a sentencing agreement of no upfront jail on the felony case, and again, that is independent of what this court does on the contempt.
Okay, so he pleaded guilty to count 1, possession of methamphetamine, no second offense. He plead guilty to count 2, with no, okay, and then he would, and count 3 would be nully pressed. Is that a correct recitation of the plea with no upfront jail, Mr. Steen? Yes, yeah. That's what you said on the record, so I'm assuming Mr. Steen's gonna say yes, but. So Mr. Steen, he's gonna plead guilty to count 1 and count 2. There'll be no second offense notice. Count 3 will be nully pressed, and then there's an agreement to no upfront jail at the time of sentencing.
Yes, I'm sorry, Judge. My screen was kind of freezing and I was taking a call, but yes.
Okay. Then it was at no upfront jail or no further jail, Mr. Dagger Margosian?
It was for no upfront jail.
Okay, okay, so, all right. All right, so Mr. Walker,
Yes,
are
Your
you
Honor.
going to avail yourself of that plea offer today?
Yes, sir. Yes, Your Honor.
All right, so, Mr. Walker, you want to raise your right hand? Do you solemnly swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, so Mr. Walker, you've heard the statement of your attorney as well as the prosecuting attorney. Is it your intention to plead guilty to count 1, controlled substance possession of methamphetamine, which carries a maximum penalty of up to 10 years in prison and or a $15,000 fine?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, is it your intention as well to plead guilty to count 2, carrying a concealed weapon, which carries a mandatory forfeiture of a weapon, but also a maximum penalty of up to 5 years in prison and or a $2,500 fine?
Yes, Your Honor.
And you understand there's a killer brew agreement that at the time of sentencing, there would be no upfront jail.
Yes, Your Honor.
And you're only in jail right now in the contempt of court, and I'm gonna sentence on you on that when we're done with this, okay? So,
Yes, Your Honor.
are you satisfied with your attorney and the advice that he's given you?
I am.
Right, other than the killer brew agreement that was placed on the record, neither the prosecutor, the defendant, nor anyone on the defendant's behalf has discussed a possible sentence with the court. Is that correct, Mr. Sneed?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Dagger Margosian?
Yes, Your Honor.
And as far as you're aware, Mr. Walker, is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. If a guilty plea is accepted, there will be no trial. This means that you will be giving up rights you would have had at trial. I'm going to explain those rights to you now to make sure that you understand them. You have a right to a speedy public trial by jury. You may ask for a non-jury trial, and if the prosecutor and court agree, you can have a non-jury trial. You have the right to be presumed innocent until proven guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. You have the right to be presumed innocent. You have the right to have the prosecuting attorney prove beyond a reasonable doubt that you are guilty and you do not have to prove anything. You have the right to be present at trial and have witnesses against you appear at your trial and to ask those witnesses questions. You have the right to have the court order any witnesses you have for your defense to appear at the trial. You have the right to remain silent during your trial, not to have your silence used against you. However, you also have the right to testify at your trial if you want to testify. Do you understand that if your plea is accepted, you may be giving up the right to appeal issues that would otherwise be appealable if you had been convicted at trial? Do you understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you understand that any appeal from the conviction and sentence pursuant to the plea will be by application for leave to appeal and not by right? Do you understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
If you are not a citizen of the United States of America, a conviction of a crime may result in deportation, exclusion from admission to the United States of America, or denial of naturalization. Do you have any questions about the rights that I've given to you?
No, Your Honor.
All right. Sir, how do you wish to plead to the charge that on July 8th of 2023, in the city of Adrian in the county of Lenawee, that you did commit the offense of controlled substance possession of methamphetamine? Guilty or not guilty?
Guilty.
And how would you like to plead to the charge on that same date, time, and jurisdiction that you did commit the offense of carrying a concealed weapon? Guilty or not guilty?
Guilty.
Has anyone made any threats or promises to you to induce you to plead guilty to these charges?
No, Your Honor.
Do you understand that if I accept this plea, you will be giving up any and all claims that your plea is given as a result of promises or threats that were not disclosed to the court on the record during this hearing, or that it was not your own choice to enter the plea? Do you understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
Is the prosecutor or defense counsel aware of any promises or threats or inducements other than the plea bargain to induce the defendant to plead guilty? Mr. Steen?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Dagger Margosian?
No, Your Honor.
Right, and other than the agreement that was placed on the record, Mr. Walker, has your attorney promised you any particular sentence or estimated what your sentence will be?
No, Your Honor.
Is it your own choice to plead guilty?
It is, Your Honor.
All right, so Mr. Walker, on July 8th of 2023, were you in the city of Adrian in the county of Lenawee?
I was.
And at that time, did you have in your possession methamphetamine?
I did, Your Honor.
And you knew it was methamphetamine?
I did, Your Honor,
Where did you have it?
in my pocket.
Okay, do you have any legal right to possess methamphetamine?
I do not, Your Honor.
Okay. And on that same day, did you also have a pistol BB gun concealed on your person?
In my backpack, yes.
Okay, so it was in your backpack and you would agree that that would be concealed?
Yes,
And do you have a concealed license or permit to carry a concealed weapon?
no, Your Honor.
Okay. Mr. Sneed, are you satisfied?
I am, Judge. Thank you.
All right, has the court complied with the MCR 6.302 B, C, and D? Mr. Sneed,
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Dagger Margosian?
Yes, Your Honor.
When I accept the plea, it has been given understandably, voluntarily, and accurately. The defendant has full knowledge of his rights. He does have competent counsel. This court has made no agreement regarding the possibility of a plea or possible sentence in this case with the prosecutor, the defense attorney, the defendant, or anyone acting in the interest of either of them, other than the agreement that was placed on the record. I'm going to refer this matter to the probation department for a pre-sentence investigation. Mr. Dagger Margosian, are you available on December 1 at
Yes.
8:15 sentencing?
Yes, Your Honor. Thank you.
All right, Mr. Walker, you do have the right to appear here in the courtroom for sentencing. You can waive that and appear via Zoom if you'd like. So would you rather appear via Zoom or in person?
It doesn't matter, Your Honor. I'd like to do it in person, to be honest with you.
Okay, all right, you're gonna be out of jail probably, so you're gonna be able to come in?
Yes,
Okay, so I'm gonna mark it down in person. All right. Now, Mr. Walker, Ms. Teskey, would I ask him to, do you want a breakout room with them in a moment?
I do, Your Honor.
Are you on probation anywhere, Mr. Walker?
I am not, Your Honor.
Okay, all right. So, Mr. Walker, I'm gonna put you in a breakout room for just a few minutes with Ms. Teskey in a moment. She's gonna give you instructions. You're going to need to come to the probation department on the 3rd floor. And I don't know what day she'll tell you. Pick up a packet, fill the packet out. They're gonna set up a time to meet with you. You need to appear for that meeting. I need you to be truthful with them about your background and the events that occurred. They'll prepare a pre-sentence report. We will provide that to Mr. Dagger Margosian and Mr. Sneed. And then I need you, before sentencing, you need to contact Mr. Dagger Margosian to review that pre-sentence report, okay?
I'll be on top of it, Your Honor.
Okay, all right. So with regard to sentencing on the contempt of court, Mr. Dagger Margosian, is there anything you'd like to say on behalf of your client?
Your Honor, I would request either one of two things. Based on the time that he's been in custody, I think that would satisfy a sentence, and I would just ask for credit for time served. Alternatively, what I may suggest is that maybe we adjourn the sentencing on the contempt until the sentencing on the other case, because he would be able to be released today, and he would take care of his go to probation and that sort of thing. And if he doesn't do what he's supposed to do, then obviously this court can take that into account for the contempt sentencing as well as the felony sentencing.
Okay. Mr. Walker, is there anything you'd like to say before the court passes the sentence?
Just know, Your Honor, that I'm not out there just blowing off court and saying the heck with court and just getting high. I slipped up. I'm a man. I admit it. I'm ready to move forward. I'm almost 43 years old. This stuff is getting old. This is a young man's world. I mean, this is not me. It gets harder and harder. And I just ask you, just be lenient with me, Your Honor, and just give me a chance. And like my lawyer said, if I blow that chance, railroad me.
Okay, all right, so here's what I'm gonna do. I am going to set sentencing over to your day of sentencing on December 1. Monday morning, I need you to be at the courthouse when it opens and meet with Darren Coast, okay?
Yep.
And then he's my pretrial services coordinator on the 3rd floor. He is the one that sets up your drug testing like you're aware of.
Yeah.
So I need you to report to meet with him Monday morning as soon as the courthouse opens, okay?
Twice a week.
All right. I'm gonna give you a PR bond on the contempt of court, so you will be released today. So
Well,
I'm going,
not today, I won't. I still got 10 days to finish out from downstairs.
oh, okay.
I'll be in
Well,
jail till Saturday.
okay, all right, so when you get out of jail, come meet with Mr. Coase.
Monday
Okay.
morning, okay.
Whatever you get out. So I'm gonna put you in a breakout room with Ms. Teskey, and Ms. Teskey will give you some quick instructions. So you gotta join the breakout room again, all right?
Thank you,
Your
Your
Honor,
Honor.
Your Honor, real quick, can I just make sure I have proper contact information for Mr. Walker?
We're live on YouTube.
David, does your phone number end in 4933?
Yes.
That's all. Thank you.
Okay, all right, go ahead and join that breakout room, Ms. Teskey. All right, looks like I have one file left.
See you next time, Judge. Thank you.
Well, I don't think did we ever find what did I do with Mr. Pitt? Yeah, yeah, adjourned to October 18th, so that's Mr. Pitt. So the last one I have is Tiffany Schumacher and Arnold. You are on that one.
I am, Judge.